Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Madam Chair, with your permission, I would seek to adopt the protocol which has been so ably established before me, except that I would wish to specifically recognize His Excellency, our Governor General, Honorable Minister Hamilton, the Honorable Attorney General, and Ambassador Lin. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of what I will generally describe as our land registration system cannot be overstated. By land registration system, I speak comprehensively of the totality of the individual systems for recording all manner of transactions that involve land, from purchases and sales to vesting instruments, title applications, mortgages, leases, timeshares, condominiums, and building schemes. Section 13 of the Land Registry Act, which establishes the independent land registry of St. Christopher and Nevis, the St. Christopher Circuit is housed in this very building, captures the multiple legal platforms which govern land transactions in the Federation, namely the Title by Registration Act, the Registration and Records Act, the Condominium Act, the St. Kitts Peninsula District Plan Community Act, and the Vacation and Timeshare Act. In its effort to ensure a single seamless administrative process for all land transactions, it accords primacy to the Land Registry Act by stipulating in Section 3 that where any other law in force is inconsistent with the provisions of the Land Registry Act, that law shall, as of the date of the coming into force of the Land Registry Act, cease to apply to the extent of such inconsistency. And this primacy is buttressed by Section 4, which stipulates that the provisions of the Act shall apply to all land in St. Christopher and Nevis which has been registered or recorded under any enactment. So the question, why all the fuss about celebrating the establishment of the new physical space for the land registry and the launch of the Land Administration Information System? The simple answer is that these are the essential support mechanisms for what is arguably the single most important social and economic driver in our country. In an article by the University of Oxford Business School entitled The Future of Real Estate Transactions Report Summary, which came out in March 2019, the authors wrote, and I quote, "Land shelters us, feeds us, and provides space for recreation, shopping, and for work. With total global real assets valued at US $238 trillion, according to Savills in 2017. Land as an investment is a significant component of the global economy, accounting for between half and 3/4 of each individual economy's wealth, according to the World Bank in 2004. How we as a society transfer ownership of this vital commodity is a matter of political and economic consequence," end of quote. To bring this closer home, I suspect that for any one of us, our real property constitutes our single most valuable investment, both from a family, that is from a family, social, and a financial security perspective. As another author has stated, quote, "It is the system of land ownership which sets the economic rules and is the social foundation of our society," end of quote. However, the benefit of land as a tool for social development and as a driver of economic growth can only be fully recognized if we have an effective, efficient, timely, and easily accessible system for its administration that allows for the expeditious completion of business and private transactions and inspires confidence in its ultimate end users. Systems that are inefficient, difficult to access, complex, inaccurate, and slow will result in delay, adversely affect society's confidence, threaten investment, and hamper our economic growth. Separately, systems that remain entirely physical in nature are likely to be paralyzed when faced with unforeseen interruptions, whether natural or man-made, that either force the closure of offices or prevent or limit social interaction by end users within those offices. The distant fire of 1982, which destroyed the registry, and the recent COVID-19 have amply demonstrated this. The launch of the LAIS signals our Federation's commitment to modernizing our registration system. Generally, all real estate transactions involve one party we can generally call the vendor, transferring, mortgaging, leasing, or otherwise encumbering land or an interest in land. The initial and arguably the most critical step in any real estate transaction is the verification of the title of the vendor. This normally involves either the purchaser's attorney or his or her search clerk having to visit the registry and go through various registers, especially in the case of land held by deed. And even in the case of a title search, which ought under the torrent system mirror principle to be quite simple, one still has to attend at the registry, wait one's turn to be served, wait to obtain a particular register if it is being used by someone else, then wait to obtain a copy if required. Depending on the particular transaction, one may have to return to the registry to conduct additional searches or await the location of a physical file. With the LAIS system, attorneys and staff can stay in the comfort of their offices and access all the information that they require to make at this stage at least a preliminary decision on the authenticity, validity, and marketability of the vendor's title. This can be done from anywhere at any time. This has the potential to drastically reduce the time required to complete the initial search phase. This, along with the combination of the intended sharing of the land registry information with the other branches of government, including Inland Revenue, and the addition of assistant registrars to speed up the registration process, will drastically reduce the time required to complete transactions. But the collateral benefits of the Land Administration Information System are myriad. It is not uncommon, while at the registry, to hear members of the public who are completely lost relate to registry staff that they are looking for a title or a deed, or generally for land, in the name of X or Y, with absolutely no idea of A, whether a title or a deed actually exists, B, in some cases, where the land might be located, and C, any possible book, folio, or registration number. With the LAIS, this should now be confined to the past. From time to time, there are instances of reported falsification of certificates of title and other land-related documents used in overseas transactions. Overseas parties without immediate physical access to the registry are sometimes caught off guard or are required to consult with local attorneys to verify the authenticity of titles or deeds. Under the new system, because of the direct access online, this should be either eliminated completely or be reduced drastically. And consider the work of land appraisers, who will now, in relatively short order, by inputting the appropriate identification data, be able to access the relevant information in a timely manner for the purpose of compiling comparatives for use in land valuation exercises, both for commercial transactions and court-related sales. And consider the applicant for a first certificate of title, who may now be able to identify and confirm the names of the registered proprietors of surrounding lands, where those lands are not actually currently occupied. In our Federation, our exposure to hurricanes and other natural disasters and the havoc that they cause makes preservation of our land records a critical requirement. Damage and destruction to physical offices of the registry no longer mean that the work of the registry must be brought to a complete halt if electronic data backup and electronic access is still available. Reliance solely on physical records must be confined to the past. It was in September of 1982 that the building housing the High Court and the Land Registry burnt down. Since then, there has been a constant call for digitization. We are extremely delighted that we are now well on our way. with the other aspects, including digitization of deeds and online filing to follow. In designing the system, the designers have been careful to avoid an overly technical approach in favor of a user-friendly / client-centric approach, bearing in mind the myriad of intended users. I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to the Honorable Attorney General and the government for spearheading and remaining committed to this important initiative. The Attorney General is aware that we need to consider other related reforms as we strive to obtain an even greater level of efficiency, such as the ability to pay stamp duties on caveats at the land registry directly, allowing for their immediate lodging where swift action is required to protect a party's interests. I also wish to extend my congratulations to Ms. Myers and her faithful team, along with our project partners, for the dedication and hard work that has brought this project thus far. And in terms of our expectations, as the system is rolled out, we will no doubt identify areas that we may be able to tweak further and improve on, and I expect that we will. But all of this will simply compound the sterling accomplishment that the LAIS represents, in relation to which we should all be extremely proud. Thank you.